traders, welcome back to another Fides Flows video. Today we're going to be doing the daily market brief for Tuesday, the 28th of October, 2025. If you're new to this channel, in my Fides Flows videos, I do a deep dive into the price actions and fundamentals behind gold, Nas100 and Us30, giving you a clear roadmap for the trading day ahead. Using higher time frame technical analysis, I identify key zones, momentum shifts, and trend structures, then combine that with real-time macroeconomic drivers like interest rates, inflation data, and market sentiment. So whether you're a swing trader, day trader, this breakdown helps you understand what's really moving these markets and where high probability setups might form. Some key points to note for analysis today: gold, double top formation at 4,380 over the past 2 weeks. From that double top formation, we saw some bearish momentum stepping in, and now we have a break below the 4,000 pivot level, which happened yesterday after very strong bearish tones in the market with bearish momentum, push price all the way down to 3,900, where we are currently seeing a very minimal level of support on the lower time frames. On Nas100, we're seeing new all-time highs at 25,877, with the market gap up at the opening of the week yesterday. There was a continuation of bullish momentum throughout yesterday as the markets have found some sort of consolidation on the lower time frames. Us30, new all-time highs at 47,640. We had a triple bottom formation at 45,500 before that bullish momentum stepped in and kicked the markets to new all-time highs. These new all-time highs also saw a break above the 46,675 pivot level. In terms of fundamentals, we're still in the US government shutdown, which is having some adverse effects on the markets, as well as seeing some easing of tensions in regards to the US-Chinese tariffs, which is probably fueling the bearish move on gold with an increase in the indices market. But with that, let's hop into the charts. Starting with gold, we are on the 1 hour time frame currently, and what we're going to observe is gold is currently trading at 3,903, trading below the Asian highs and lows currently, which are respectively at 3,922 and 4,020. Price moving bearish during the Asian session this morning and has broken below the major pivot level of 4,000, where we thought we would have seen some support yesterday. But markets, with this bearish momentum, has cleanly broken below, and with that, continued to move to the downside. After that break, we actually saw some consolidation here yesterday between 4,050 and 4,150. Of course, a break below that obviously added fuel to the fire, where we continued moving to the downside, especially during the opening of the of the New York session. And we can see here during the Asian session, markets just continue to push down this morning, continuing that bearish trend we are seeing in the gold market. Strong bearish momentum currently observed, and we're waiting for the market to pull back towards structural levels before taking a short position. The market has been bearish for a few days after that massive double top formation, as I mentioned, at 4,385. Taking a look at the 4 hour time frame quickly, we can see that the 4 hour time frame price is bearish as price action structure breaks below the major support trend line that we did have, that was tried and tested over the past 2 months. But we're now seeing that we're trading below that, and we are currently trading below the 2150 SMA region, which seems to be forming a bit of a bearish cross. We're yet to see the cross happen, but it looks like it could potentially happen today. That being said, we are trading above the 200 SMA. We are bearish on the RSI, trading just below the 30 level, indicating the overextended nature of this bearish move we've been observing since last week. On the 1 hour time frame, the price is moving with strong bearish momentum after a break of the consolidation, as I mentioned, between 4,050 and 4,150. Price obviously pushing very strong down at the opening of the week. Prices dropped below the 2150 SMA region. We had that bearish cross, as I mentioned in yesterday's analysis on Tuesday. the 21st of October. And now we are seeing a bearish cross of the 21 SMA and the 50 SMA over the 200 SMA, adding to further bearish confluences on this 1 hour time frame. In terms of the RSI, we are in the overextended levels below 30, so it is clear we are in an impulse move and we do need to wait for that pullback. So clear bearish tones in the gold market as the market corrects from the massive bullish move over the past 2 months. The break below the 4,000 level indicates further downside potential, and we'll be looking to take short positions until we see a clear bullish sign on a higher time frame, a higher structural time frame, potentially the 4-hour. The strength of the bearish impulse moves makes it difficult to find valid short entries. However, seeing consolidation zones as well as break and retest levels, such as this one here, where markets are coming back testing before continuing to the downside. We will have to wait and see, wait for the pullback for the correction to actually happen before taking these short positions, as the market is in overextended territory on the 1 hour time frame and on the 4 hour time frame. So we do need to wait for some sort of pullback there before looking for a valid entry today. Let's take a look at US Tech. So Nas100 and US Tech currently trading at 25,840 and is moving bullish after a bounce from the support at 24,870. Created a bit of a double bottom formation there. We can see that the market was seeing broad range consolidation between 24,250 and 25,200 for the most part before that massive push to the upside. You can see a bit of a triple bottom formation, and then the market created a double bottom formation on this major pivot level, which is also a break and retest level at 24,860. We can see that after the gap up at the opening of the week, the bullish momentum continued throughout Monday as the markets pushed to higher with to new all-time highs with low levels of bullish momentum. The market is trading in a bullish candle, just dropping into the 4 hour time frame. We are trading in a bullish candle, but with the all-time highs being created, it's very difficult to structurally predict when the correction may potentially take place. So I am just waiting for this correction to take place to fill this gap that was created before looking for any sorts of long entries. So looking at the 4 hour time frame, we are trading above the 21 and 50 SMA, and we are in the overextended levels of the RSI above 70. So a correction is imminent, and I'm not looking to trade the overextended nature of this market just yet. On the 1 hour time frame, price is trading with bullish price action structure. I'm going to remove this trend line because it's invalidated now. Bullish price action structure above the 2150 SMA region, and we are in the overextended regions above 70 on the RSI. We are fast approaching the resistance level or the ceiling of that bullish support channel that we are observing in a higher time frame. So waiting to see how price reacts there, waiting for the drop before potentially taking an entry at about 25,200, which was a major resistance level, major pivot level in the past, over the past month. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there, but the market is currently consolidating between the Asian highs and lows, and I'm looking for that correction to fill the fair value gap that was created at the gap up at the opening of the week. Let's move on to US30. The US30 currently priced at 47,647, with new all-time highs created at 47,700, which happened very recently within this past hour. The market was moving very bullish after the break above the 46,675 pivot level on Thursday during the New York session, which injected bullish momentum into the market. We saw strong bullish moves during the New York session on Friday as well, with a massive gap up at the opening of the week, and that bullish momentum continued with very low levels of bullish momentum, but nonetheless we are still creating new highs. I am noting a tone of RSI divergence right here, which could indicate that we are seeing a potential correction very much shortly. So the RSI divergence, which I'm observing, is about here. Boom. Okay, so RSI divergence is present, dropping to the 4-hour time frame just to observe the bullish channel we are trading within. So we had a bounce off that channel, currently approaching the resistance level. We are creating all-time highs, so not a lot of structural levels to corroborate the correction, but we'll have to wait and see how price reacts there. Not looking to take any long positions until the market actually corrects, because we are trading in the overextended levels of this market above 70 on the RSI and very far removed from the 2150 SMA region on the 4-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, price is moving bullish above the 2150 SMA region and bullish on the RSI, currently recovering just below 70 after tapping into those overextended levels. Market directionality is certainly bullish but overextended due to the massive move seen on Friday as well as Monday. Thus, need to see a deeper correction before looking for a long position, potentially targeting the 47,200 level. Potential break and retest level. Price could potentially tap there before moving to the upside. Let's take a look at VIX. The VIX currently trading at 15.88 after closing the week at 16.45. Seems to be stabilizing after that extreme volatility we saw over the past 3 weeks. But that volatility obviously in line with the major economic releases that we are seeing regarding the US economic shutdown, wars in Ukraine and Russia, the tariff situation with China, all fueling the speculative nature. So it seems like the speculative nature of the market is calming down, which is resulting in some stability stepping in. But we're obviously seeing some corrections in the movements that happen with the indices moving so high up. And of course, gold correcting from its all-time highs at 4,385. Fundamentals for today, let's take a look. Looking like it's mostly a technical trading day. So yeah, no news releases, so focusing on the technicals. Let's quickly take a look at FX Street, seeing what's happening there. All right, take a look at FX Street. We're taking a look at gold headlines. Gold drops to over 3-week lows below 3,950 amid receding safe haven demand. So it's certainly losing ground. I think most of the headlines are focused on the falling of the gold price. But of course, with the 2-month move that we just saw, this is just a potential correction. We would potentially see a consolidation at a lower level. And until we see that sort of consolidation, we'll be stuck in a bull bear trap, most likely, before the market decides if it wants to move further down or actually move to the upside. But a lot of manipulation taking place in the gold and the indices market at the moment. Let's quickly take a look at stocks. Okay, so we're seeing a bearish turnaround in some stocks. But of course, our focus is primarily Nas and Us30. Nas breaks all-time highs, of course. Yeah, to catch a falling knife. I mean, that's literally what it is. Yeah, okay, let's quickly take a look at TradingView to see the news releases. Okay, some of the major headlines that we're seeing in recent hours. US stocks steady after recent rally, focus on big corporate earning. Wall Street scales fresh highs as busy week for tech and trade kicks off. Wall Street scales new highs on US-China trade optimism. So it's clear that the trade optimism from US-China certainly putting some money back into this market. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the same headlines, yeah, in Us30. So, yeah, positive news for Us30, bearish news for gold, and that is being reflected in the charts that we are seeing. So that is pretty much the analysis for today. This is not financial advice, but my personal opinion on the current state of the markets. Before taking any positions in the markets, make sure to do your own research first. If you enjoyed this video, people, please like and subscribe. Comment on what you'd like to see more of in the future. It really helps my algo and helps me see what you all actually want to see out of my analysis. With that, happy hunting traders, wishing you a profitable week, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.